black men, we have so much responsibility in this world. The weight of the world on our shoulders. Heavy's the head that wears the crown. Cool. We have to navigate the world and protect and provide. And we wear that. We wear that on us because we know what's expected of us as well. And we want to do that. How dare you not look after yourself whilst you're trying to look after other people? You owe it to them kids. You owe it to your wife.
I think also like with black mental health, we need to identify that it's different from Caucasian mental health, right?
Talk to me.
I feel like trying to diagnose a black person and a white person with the same paintbrush, like it's not ideal, you know. And I feel like that's why it's important for us to have more representation in mental health. But I feel just like generally, like the trauma that we go through, going to therapy, whatever, just through people that I've spoken to, like maybe a black person having a white therapist, maybe they can't identify and understand what they're speaking about, certain things or certain childhood.
Certain level of understanding.
And I feel like also just trying to, somebody's depressed, giving them a pill or giving them prescription might not necessarily work. And I'm speaking from experience from having family who, you know, have had mental health issues. Do you get what I mean? So I think, like, what's your thoughts on that, I guess, just generally speaking? Like, do you think mental health in the black community, in the Chinese community, in the, you know, white community, is it all the same?
To answer your question, I would say everything is different. I'd say everything's different, and we suffer from the fact that people don't want to delve into that and investigate why it's different. And we start from kids. You get put into certain classes because your teachers don't understand you. The teachers that are teaching you have never dealt with a black kid before. So when you start to act out, quote unquote, you're now ADHD. You're now this.
That's a deep conversation.
But it starts from that. But we're talking about the importance of having people that understand us to deal with us. You know, I'm giving blood, dancing up there. I'm giving blood, right? And the lady that come to me, that was dealing with me on this particular day, was a black lady. And, you know, we got into the conversations, you know, she's teaching me about people passing away, dying whilst giving birth, you know, the strength of the black woman, all of that stuff. And yeah, it does make you swell up a little bit because you think like, this is crazy and these lot still go through all of this. But one of the most important things that she said to me was a lot of these things, not necessarily the passing away because of the loss of the blood, but a lot of black women suffer in the health department, bro. A lot of black women are misdiagnosed. They get told, go away, do this, but they don't know, bro. Bro, you go ask for a blood test because you want to find out if you've got a sickle cell trait, bro. I kid you not. I'm lying, I'm flying. It's a real life story, yeah. It's about 3-4 weeks ago. She went to go ask, boom, boom, boom. The lady that was dealing with her, the doctor or nurse or whatever, looked probably about 50s, 60s, yeah. Like, very well experienced. Oh, I don't know how you do that. What is that? She's searching Google, bro. This is something that affects, what was it, 1 in 3 black British people? Sickle cell. You don't know what that is. But this is the reality of being black in the UK. This is the reality of being black in general, I'm guessing. So to answer your question, I think it's very, very different. And the ignorance that stops people from investigating why it's different is what's killing our people. And that's from school, work. Bro, diversity and inclusion. You're throwing black people into a toxic, racist environment. Not everything's racist, but you're throwing them into a toxic environment and telling them navigate. Find your own way through. How many people do you know that have a work voice? Do you know what I'm saying to you? But the way that we start to challenge these is by talking about it and being comfortable when we talk about it. Is by having more representation. Because I told you what, if I'm dealing with a black kid that's more receptive to me because they know that they can see themselves in me, and I can see myself in you because I was just like you, I'm probably going to have a little bit more patience. This is human nature. You know, rapport building. If we have more things together, you can't be what you can't see. Word for that. Like, you see me and you, I see you and me. Okay, fine, cool. Then I'm gonna have more time for you. Naturally, this is human nature, though, innit? You know what I mean? Cells, you know, you build. You're probably gonna buy for me if you feel like we've got more in common.
Unconscious bias.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? But a lot of these unconscious bias that they put on the news right now is goddamn racism. Let's keep it a buck. Information is free. We have more information today than we did 50 years ago. We have more access to information today than we did 10, 20 years ago. So if you choose to disregard that information, then my friend, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, very important topics, man.
Quick one as well, like, obviously we're talking about all of this stuff, right? But like, what are the solutions, right? Like, I'd love to hear,
it's like you read my mind.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some solutions and how we can advise some of our
like Sills
viewers.
has just said, like, increasing representation. What can help the black community as well is us supporting our community more in terms of businesses, you know, Black Pound, that sort of thing. Another thing is reclaiming the narrative.
That was the theme last Black History Month, I think. Reclaiming, one of them, yeah.
Little things like education in school. Well, it's not a little thing, it's a major thing. Education in school. So primary school, secondary school, we're taught about, obviously, slave trade. And I feel like these are things to further tie into the oppression of black people. Teach us about successful black people.
Yeah, like, history has told you, though. And honestly, I don't want to be that guy in it, but like, history has told you, black people have never got something by asking. Never has it happened. You have to take it sometimes. So when we talk about reclaiming the narrative, we have to take that. If you want to teach people about successful black people, we need to teach people about successful black people. Because I tell you what, the teachers that are doing it now, they don't know successful black people because they were never taught about successful black people. So it's down to us. It starts from us. It starts from home. Starts from home. What types of conversations are we having with these young people? What conversations are we having with ourselves? Are we well knowledgeable? Are we at that point where we can now teach? We owe it to ourselves to download all of this knowledge, then look at people and talk to them about it. Make sure people are aware of the greatness behind being black, bro. There's a great book. There was a great book. I'm gonna wrap up with this, but it's a shame that I'm wrapping up with it because it's such a deep rooted issue. It's called Killing the Black Body, and it was written by Dorothy Roberts, you know, and she spoke about how racism and the slave trade particularly targeted black women, and today we also still see the effects of it. Because a lot of the time when we hear about slavery, we're working on a plantation, this, that, and the other, for whatever reason, it's masculinized, but it's not. You know, there was certain things that was put in place to kill off our women. You know, there was something, Norplant, for example, forcing black women to take these reproductive drugs to tell them that it's for their hormones and it's for their being as black women, when realistically it was a population control method. You know, the black women that was initially brought over for slavery in all these countries, they weren't brought here to work. Not to be too, but it was brought here to be used and abused in a way that you couldn't even imagine. You know, in that book, she speaks about a black woman that was hung, right, in the sun. And as she was hung in the sun, she looked at the sun and she thought, this sun that gave me so much peace and joy on a certain day is the sun that's burning my skin. Because I tell you what, at the same time, he's whipping her. You know what? A whip can break the sound barrier. Whipping her. She passed. She died. You feel me? The same sun that gave her joy is the same that, do you know what I'm saying to you?